सेवा में ज्यादा है तो उसमें हाथ आ जाती, वो ब्रह्मवृत्ति नहीं होती। नाम और मान का, पोजीशन का मिक्स हो जाता है, बेहद की वृत्ति कम हो जाती। इसलिए बाप दादा चाहते हैं कि कोटों में कोई मेरे बच्चे अभी से एवर रेडी हो जाए। क्यों? कई सोचते हैं समय आने पर हो जाएंगे, लेकिन क्या समय आपकी क्रिएशन है? क्या क्रिएशन को अपना शिक्षक बनाएंगे? दूसरी बात, जानते हो कि बहुत काल का हिसाब है, बहुत काल की संपन्नता, बहुत काल की प्राप्ति कराती। अभी समय की समीक्षा प्रमाण बहुत काल का जमा होना आवश्यक है। फिर वो लेना नहीं देना कि हमने तो समझा बहुत काल में समय पड़ा है। अभी से बहुत काल का अटेंशन रखो, समझा? अटेंशन प्लीज। समझा ना सभी ने? समझा?
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today is day 3. Constant happiness. Sada Khush. Today's topic is embodiment of all attainments. So let's listen from Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Baba's ever happy children, right? Really, this made me smile when Baba said, "Attention, please." Mhm. It's Baba's love as father, as teacher, to see all of us mhm, have all the attainments. But it is through remembrance, Baba says. So everything has to be long term, whether it is practice of soul consciousness or cheerfulness or contentment, and everything has to be long term, right? And we know what it means to be long term, right? From the past, whatever we had long term, it keep emerging again and again, right? When the sanskars emerge from the past because they were long term. So when anything is long term, then it keeps emerging. And we do say also sometimes, I had been long time like this, so it takes time to change. So how do we create long term, right? Even when it comes to all attainments, right? Or to be cheerful or happy long term. I really, really felt Baba's love when he's saying, children, pay attention. Because yesterday, no, Baba said we become careless. More we remember Baba when there are attainments, then even the service which we will become instrument will be unlimited service, Baba said. It won't be limited. One of the important attainment I feel is Baba made us free from the bondages. Can you imagine that even the thoughts were coming in the mind because of the bondage? Even now, sometimes we think and we feel that's not really I want to think, but it's the bondage. No, it's the sanskar from past. So Baba is the liberator, right? So somewhere we have to break that chain and say, no, this is not, I'm going to use it. I have to create now. Baba said, creation. I have to create now long-term sanskar. So whichever virtue is required, I have to keep using it, keep using it. So nothing can emerge then from the past. Baba has liberated us that we don't think and then we say, no, that's not what I wanted to think. That's not what I wanted to say. So what we're doing now, we find that there is some kind of something from the past push us to do that. I wouldn't want it to be like that, right? So bondage also now we know relationship with body. We take care of body, we feed body, we sustain body, keep it clean, use it as instrument, but don't feel the bondage. With all our Lokik, Alokik family, there is very loveful relationship, but it's not a bondage. It's not I am pulled, not by Lokik, not by Alokik. In any relationship, my intellect is not full, because even today, many times Baba said, to pass with honor is when intellect is not pulled anywhere. Yoga of intellect only with Baba. That's why when we wake up in the morning, we say good morning to Baba. And Baba said that is the best time actually even to churn the knowledge, go into depth of knowledge. Because churning knowledge is like creating the wisdom, becoming sensible. When you go really deep into knowledge, then you start getting some insights. Why Baba says it's necessary to be Trikaldarshi? Why have to be Trikaldarshi? How to be Trikaldarshi? It's very interesting when intellect will have that capacity to be Trikaldarshi. But it doesn't just come because I know. Knowing three aspects of time doesn't make me Trikaldarshi. But I have to use, take one or two during day when you have to decide on something. Think about past, present, future. Because it's only when I put in practice or experiment. But first I have to be clear, right? What it means to be Trikaldarshi. So when Baba says churn the knowledge, so I deeply want to understand that I want to be Trikaldarshi. And it's really such a subtle quality of intellect to be Trikaldarshi. And when you are Trikaldarshi, many qualities will emerge. You might get more patience, you might have more power to discern. Something deeper will become the part of your intellect. So churning of knowledge, Baba says get up in the morning, say good morning to Baba, and then that's also very good time to churn the knowledge. So take just one point and go into depth of that point. And then you see the energy of that, the capacity of that in your intellect. So then everyone would want to take advice from you, would like to consult with you, will have trust on you because you are Tirkaldarshi. But it's not an ordinary quality, it's quite a, they say great saints and sages used to be Tirkaldarshi. And here Baba has given us knowledge of three aspects of time. So I need to be Tirkaldarshi. Or sometimes just I wake up, Baba says, child, you are Trinetri. So you should be able to see very far. But that really comes from more deeper feelings, or like you start feeling, yes, this is what is good for the future. And especially these days, we need a lot to reflect on what is happening at present and what direction we have to take, what important dharana we need. Same is even when it comes to remembrance. Is it the relationship I have to think of? Is it Baba's powers I have to think of? It is Baba's qualities I think of, or what I am receiving from Baba. Lot of details, even in remembrance. Like in the morning, I always like to remember Baba. Lot of love as my parents. Then I think of Baba as teachers, Sadguru as my supreme guide, relationships, remembrance of relationships. And then because Baba says you have to be like me, then I have to come very close to Baba through remembrance. So in attainments, right? Attainments is what has become yours now. That is your expertise, your stage, your attitude, not in the form of knowledge, but in form of I have become that, my belonging. Knowledge is Baba's knowledge, but when I really churn and from that what I receive, whether it's the power, whether it's understanding, whether being sensible, that is mind, right? And that is attainment. Just having knowledge is not attainment, but a churning, practice, inculcation, and then it becomes knowledge as light, knowledge as might, knowledge as virtue. Light of knowledge is in me. And light means you can see clearly, right? And then might is your power and virtue. So in attainments, one of the method which can become my long-term sanskar. In Lokik also, or amongst ourselves. No? In some families, they wake up, they say, good morning, or whatever they say. So then it becomes natural. Same is with Baba. It has become natural. Good morning, Baba. And then either from Murli or any of the point you find that you want more clarity, one, of course, through discussion, clarity comes. But churning also brings a lot of clarity. For me, many points I just say, take lot to just go depth. What exactly Baba wants to say, how it is beneficial, how can I make it part of me? So that's what Baba says in the morning hours. You churn, then you study, listen to Murli, nectar in the morning. So when nectar in the morning, then whole day, just imagine in the intellect there is nectar. And nectar is what makes the devil into deity. How nectar emerged by churning the ocean. And when you drink that nectar, the purity, the sacredness of nectar, which makes you divine. So first it will be divine intellect, then will be divine virtues also. Because sometimes we take it granted by thinking, I understand, I know. But some work has to be done, right? And I think that you will feel very happy when you are able to do it. And then you find, yeah, it's really, it has become part of me. Now I own it. Now I inherit it. So attainments, Baba keeps telling us the method of attainment. And of course, we can say we have all attainments, right? We have God's love, and God's love has become now our love. I feel it, then I share with others also. So think about this more and more, and be always, always cheerful and kind of happy in a way. Baba, you have given me this. It's Baba, you are giving me this. No? So Baba brings so many gifts for us, so many gifts, unlimited gifts He's giving us. So I have to keep these gifts with me and remain very, very happy. Om Shanti.
Okay, so the homework for today is embodiment of all attainments. Attainment is the means of happiness. So to be an embodiment of all attainments means to be an embodiment of happiness. Have you become such an embodiment of constant happiness? So this is a great point for our turning.
Embodiment of all attainments. Attainment is the means of happiness. So, to be an embodiment of all attainments means to be an embodiment of happiness. Have you become such an embodiment of constant happiness?
सर्व प्राप्ति स्वरूप प्राप्ति सुख का साधन है। तो सर्व प्राप्ति स्वरूप अर्थात सुख स्वरूप है। ऐसे सदा सुख स्वरूप बने हो।
Shanti.
Thank you. So now it's time for our Avyakti Journey. Welcome to Avyakti Journey, Mohini Didi, the living light, stories of spirituality that inspire and illuminate. So would like to invite our dear angel sister, Sister Wadi. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Bhumi Ben. Lovely to be with you all. How inspiring to hear that young man and his clarity, his determination, his wisdom and his generosity. Trikaldarshi, Trinatri, we seem to have them all. And I wonder what Sister Mohini foresees for this generation. You know, will it be when he and the other ones who've shared in the last couple of days, when they become mature, will they look back on this experience of Avyakti Parivar in the same way that we look back on our Madhavan experiences? And are these the souls that are going to take the ball over the line, so to speak, do the last part? All very fascinating. So hello, Deb. Bye.
Om
Nice to
Shanti,
see
Sister
you
Vadi.
again.
Same here. I can't stop smiling here to their responses and the voice they speak with. It's really perfect for constant happiness.
It is amazing. It is amazing. Yeah. So you have a story for us tonight. Somebody else at the beginning of their journey, although they were mature in terms of bodily age, at the beginning of their spiritual journey. Yeah.
Yep. Yes. So here's the story. I remember the first time I met Mohini Didi. It was the first day we walked into Baba's center in Queens, New York. We didn't know anything about the Brahma Kumaris and didn't even know we had walked into the Brahma Kumari center. We saw Mohini Didi giving class while sitting on the gadi, and we were sitting on the floor. After her class, she came and sat with us on the floor. I was surprised that she joined us on the floor. What I remember in that moment was Mohini Didi's humility, purity, and how she welcomed us. We felt very close from that first moment. Throughout our 36 years with Baba, Mohini Didi has sustained us, brought us closer to Baba, and showed us what the true meaning of trust and faith is. Recently, I had major surgery and am now recovering at home. The weeks leading to the surgery, I started to get a little worried and was experiencing some fear. The day before my surgery, Mohini Didi overbore, and the message that she shared was, "You are in the gathering and the family, but you are alone. With one step of courage, Baba is giving you the tilak of victory." That was the message. On the day of my surgery, I felt very light and easy. As I waited for the surgery to begin, I kept the Bhog message with me. I had no fear, no worry, and all I could feel was Baba's protection, the Brahmin family's blessings, and trust in the drama. It has been 12 days since my surgery, and I have continued to experience the tilak of victory throughout my journey of recovering from the surgery. It is with Baba's blessings and Mohini Didi's inspiration that I haven't missed a single Amrit Vela, Murli, or a Vyakti Parivar even while recovering. This is truly Baba's magic and blessings.
You know, one thing when I meet the sister again, I want to ask her, where did she think she had come if she didn't know that she'd come to the Brahma Kumaris? Did she feel that she was somewhere else? That would be a question for her. Yes. So, dear Sister Mohini, welcome. Nice to see you again.
Om
Yeah.
Shanti.
This thing of original meetings, you know, you had mentioned earlier this week, maybe it was last night or the night before, you know, how when you first met Baba, and I hadn't known actually that you had met him, not in Madhavan, but in Delhi, and that you recognized him. And what was more surprising was that he recognized you. And so I'm curious about this dynamic, because we have seen it happen in the Brahmin family, where there is a feeling with some souls that you know them already, or that it's not a new relationship. Can you maybe speak to that kind of dynamic? I don't know if you recall this story in particular that Dev Bhai just shared. And you've had this relationship with this instrument for the past, as she says, and her family for 36 years. And what I'm wanting to know is, what is the significance of these first meetings and these first impressions? I know I'm talking a lot, but also when you tell your story, then Baba and Mama, that's a given and that's understandable. But Didi played a big role in your life too. And so what do you feel in terms of, say, going forward or another birth or golden age? You know, someone mentioned it. I heard a teacher say a couple of weeks ago that we'll be with the people who are in our class in the golden age. I'm not so sure about that. And so I would be curious about this initial meeting, these initial dramatic influences, not necessarily the person who gave you the course, who gave us the course, but someone else. Can you tell me what are the secrets in there about connectivity and relationship?
Om Shanti. First of all, I just want to say that, you know, these children who had been, they are the children of BK parents. And so, you know, they grew with that lifestyle, they grew with that kind of food, and then listen to Murli. The first one reads Murli every day. And then when she has to read to others, she reads like Dadi Janki, you know. And she looks like little Dadi Janki too. So it's not that what they are taught, but they themselves, like, you know, she studies Murli, she writes Murli. One time we saw her writing and we said, do you write whole Murli? She said, yes. So they are like Jnani children. And so they bring the sanskars from the past. So they understand knowledge, they have trust in Baba, faith in Baba. So it's not that we are telling them to speak, you know, that say this or give this answer, but it's their own original understanding of knowledge, applying knowledge. Not only that, but dharana and listening to Murli, love for Murli. Like yesterday, Adi child, his name is Adi, he listens Murli every day. So makes notes, and very, very good way to explain knowledge even to others. Same today, this young one was sharing his life experiences, because many questions were not asked, but he told them to share your experience. So we thought he will share 2 stories, but he kept sharing third one, fourth one. So, during Christmas time, we thought, children had been attending class for almost 1 year. If they were not attending something or experiencing, they won't attend, right? But they are very regular, and they do lot of activities. And so I just want to acknowledge that these souls have their part. And then it's out of love for children that these classes were started, so that they can also benefit, and it's good for them not to be concerned or worried being at home, not going to school. And they get all the news also, so keep them also free from all those concerns. Yes. I have shared before too that when I went to meet Baba in Madhuban, so they asked us to go take shower, get ready, and come. And then Baba and Mama, they both will come in the history hall, and they have very thin cushions. They sit on those two cushions, and then we also sit on the floor, and we share drishti, and of course, a lot of love from them. And then Baba will speak to us. So I think it's just like we don't have this whole thing of position, that I am teacher, so I should be sitting on higher platform, or I should be sitting on gadi. What you're trying to do is to just, I know this couple when I heard the story because of the surgery. So it must be when they came, I sat on the floor and started talking to them. But also, I must say that for 37 years, they have followed Baba Shrimat and how to take care of their children. They had two young ones, and one is doctor, other one is also very brilliant. And they gave them sustenance, but a lot of freedom. Whatever they want to do, they can do it. But at this time during surgery, the daughter and the son, and of course, daughter-in-law, she's also doctor, they all came at the home to take care of her, this sister who had surgery. And amazingly, whole family was together. And now because she cannot cook, they are cooking for her, they're taking care of her. And then she, for 20, how many years, she came from far away. They are in Connecticut, to New York Sunday morning to make bhog. She will never miss bhog. Even before surgery, she said, I can still stand. So make me bhog last time before going for surgery, because then she won't be able to stand. That means so much bhavna. So when you're talking about recognition, I think that there is a kind of internal feeling for such souls. And you give them that sustenance, but also they stay very close, because they want to live the life completely based on Srimad. So they will take direction, they will, really properly. I think it's a very, very good example of them, that their children, even, they are not, they are in Gyan, daughter definitely is fully, but lot of respect for each other, lot of love for, because sometimes we force children or give them a lot of Gyan, then they don't really come close. But if you allow them to live their life, I think, so same was like Brahma Baba told his children, tell what you want. And he let them choose the life, right? So I think that this recognition between soul and soul and soul and Baba, I think it's definitely, we call it eternal relationship in the whole Kalpa, right? Relationship at confluence age. And Dadi Janki always tells them, oh, because you got sustenance from Sister Mohini, you're pakka. Because I feel if we are clean in heart, we follow Brahma Baba, Shiv Baba, Brahma Baba both, and very honest, I think that then the directions, or when we sit and talk together, they are inspired to do it in a very clean way, you know. So I think that, yeah, they are a good example also.
Mm.
So it's a worth to sit on the floor and talk to them, right? Because that the feeling comes, no?
Yeah.
I also feel that if you do not always feel that I am the teacher, I am the instrument, you know, just be, you meet people, and if they can sit on floor, why can't I sit on floor,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
That natural feeling is there.
Yeah.
So I think it comes from our genuine, honest heart and love for Baba.
Yeah.
And also then recognition of those souls also come.
Yeah. And so then where the sister was sharing when she was going through the surgery and everything, maybe others may not feel that they have the ability to request that from you. Or even when it comes to, someone was asking me just this evening to ask you about when it comes to decisions that they have to make in a logic sense, perhaps, or for you, what are the things you keep in mind when you have to make decisions? I think you kind of answered it in your, you know, this aspect of being Trakhaldarshi, that then when you're like that, others will want to come to you for advice and everything. But what is it that souls can do for themselves, you know, even whilst having, you know, complete bhavna? How do they proceed?
Yeah. Power to discern is always think about what would Baba say, not what I want. This is what Baba would say me to do. And based on that, whether it's deciding about service or money or with children, what would Baba say? And also, of course, we have Brahma Baba example in front of us. So I always look at Brahma Baba, how he did it, what he did. And when I suggest something, the Shrimat is Baba's, but we can suggest something, then it's based on Shrimat. And I think if we do it, there will always be, you will feel that was the right one. So, you know, when we have subtle desires, sometimes we kind of just do it. But if you say that, actually, I find our safety and success is when we decide based on Shrimat of Baba. And of course, in remembrance of Baba, you will get the right thoughts also.
Do you find it's the same if you're making a decision for yourself or you're making a decision for somebody who's come and asked for your advice? Is it easier to make decisions for others? You know, because we've all, many of us know that experience of when you've made a decision, the clarity which maybe we couldn't have had for ourselves, but it's very clear when you tell us you need to do this, you need to do that. Is it as easy to make decisions for yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I sit with Baba, and then, you know, whatever, let's say, I'm not ready for something, I express it to Baba. And if I feel that strength comes, then I immediately do it. But yeah, I'm very, very clear. It's only when Baba gives me indication, direction, then I will do it, you know. Sometimes they are major ones, but you know, I sit with Baba and deeply feel what would Baba want me to do. Because if I do what Baba wants, power will be there and it will be okay. But if I just deciding, then I don't know how many obstacles can come. So I always believe that I have to do what Baba wants me to do. And then the power will come and I will be able to do. Because he gives you power also, no?
Yeah, you once said that when it comes to making decisions, like say, for instance, you're going to look at a house or something, then try and remember
Yeah.
that, yeah, this is what I did 5,000 years ago. Do you have a direct, can you share a story or something where that happened for you? Where you had,
Yeah. Many times, let's say for Peace Village,
wow.
we went to get the place was quite big, but it was very beautiful because the mountains and we felt like it's a seclusive, it's not anything near. So it was an auction, and auction, some souls went in for auction. I said, I won't go. So I was sitting in the van, and then I was hearing all this. But anyway, we lost because someone
Yeah.
offered 100,000 more. So I said, but that's okay. I believe that if it's Baba's place, you will get it. If it's not, forget about it. So then after 3 months, the owner called and said that their contract fell through if you all want. And we asked him to reduce another 100,000 and we got the place. But sitting there in that van, I was a bit tired because we left early morning New York. And so I just had this whole glimpse. This is Mini Madhuban. This is the place Baba wants. That was my thought. So even if it was lost, I was not even for a minute I was concerned. In a way, I was light. I said, oh, it was big anyway. It's all right. That feeling comes for every place, many places. I can say recently we had Edison. I saw the house and I said, that's it. That's what we want. Same is Cinnamonson. And, wherever we go, when I look at the place, I just feel it. I said, but I am very detached because I feel if it's Baba's, Baba will get. If it is not, that's fine too. This whole feeling is that if it's Baba's, no one will be able to take it. It will come to us. And that's what had been happening. But one time in Toronto, they were buying something like, was very big and all that. So I didn't want to say no to them. So let them decide for it, no? So then I told them, go on the stage and stand and feel, did you ever give talk there? Go in the kitchen and see, did you cook in this kitchen? And next day they themselves said, oh, I don't think we will take that place, So sometimes to help them also to decide based on their feelings, So tomorrow they don't say, oh, I really liked it.
Yes.
But then because Sister Mohini said not to take, so they should feel that, they loved it, they got it, or it was not Baba's, So, but this thought should be there. If you
Yeah.
like it, and then be detached and see if it's Baba's, you will get it. If it is not, you will get something else, no?
Yeah. This question doesn't have anything to do with the story, but when I was taking Drishti this evening from Aviyak Bapdada, I just wondered if you and Daddy Gulzar ever discussed your experiences in the subtle region or your experiences of trance.
We didn't amongst ourselves, but one time in Delhi, Jagdish Pai arranged a program. I don't know why it was, but it was a big hall. And we both had to go in trance, and we both had to come and share the message. And generally, you must have seen messages are different.
Yes.
So generally what happens that when you go in subtle region, what catches your attention, what you really want to receive is different from each soul. But what was similar is that when we go in the trance, the experience of going in trance, being in front of Baba and then coming back, that is common experience. But message is different.
Mm-hmm.
But when Awek Bab Dada has to come in Dadi Gulzar, I sit in front, I really sit properly. I get few points, some drops, yeah. And when Baba comes, he is exactly talking about that. And it really needs very deep concentration and total focus and be very angelic or, pure, subtle, you can take, because it's coming from God, right? So one can be the channel to receive it. So I used to like that very much.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I would have thought that, again, because you were close and, you were both in Delhi, that, but maybe your role wasn't so fully emerged at that time as the trans messenger. Did it mature with time, or right from day one you were going into trance offering vogue?
Yeah, we both really shared a lot of experiences, not necessarily subtle region, but our thinking, the way we will think of admin, way we will decide was very, very close, and a lot of trust, like Dadi Gulzar will ask me. There was so much trust. I still, when I think of that, she will call me so often. What do you think? And then I say no, because she had a lot of subtle, like directions, but I knew a lot about physical world in a way. So she will always ask me, and of course, being spiritual, but also in the physical world, knowing a lot more. So we both will match it and then decide on certain things. Used to be very interesting.
Yeah, maybe you'll emerge some of those stories and share them with us.
Yes, sure.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Embodiment.
See you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Dev Bhai, what's your takeaway? Oh, we finished. He usually gives a point or two of what he's taken. Are you with us, Dev? Yeah.
Oh, Shanti, I think what they didn't share in these exact words, but the feeling that I got is that, it's like a love at the first sight. When souls meet, there is this, the energy, the vibration, the humility, whatever it is, they feel this belonging. And that was kind of what I got from the story, that by the act of coming and sitting down, that really made them feel, I kind of belong here, even though they didn't know it was Brahma Kumaris, but that's a beautiful beginning and how they journeyed from there. And also the safety and what was that? Safety and success is actually in the decisions made in Baba's remembrance. I think that's a very beautiful thing. Yeah. So, thank you, Didi. Thank you, Sister Bali.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you very much to our dear angels, dear Sister Bodies, Brother Dev, and our Didi Ji. It was wonderful. Thank you. And we look forward for next Friday. Now let's remember Baba.
Om Shanti. Good night to all Baba's children, angels, little, big. Om Shanti.